Coming up on Global Business, consumption expansion. China introduces retail sales targets and vows to raise household incomes as part of its 5-year plan to give consumption another lift. AI Summit. Chinese President Xi Jinping is set to attend the opening ceremony of the upcoming 2026 World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai. In track disruption, we had a top motorcycle race in the UK to find out how a Chinese motorbike brand is shaking things up. Hello and welcome to this edition of Global Business on CGTN. I'm Lily Lu. Our top story. Chinese Premier Li Qiang has underscored the importance of economic work in the second half of 2026, emphasizing a strong start to the country's 15th five-year plan period. Li made the remarks on Monday during a symposium with economists and entrepreneurs. Participants agreed that China's economy remained stable in the first half despite mounting external uncertainties, with sustained momentum continuing to build. Premier Li said the government would fully harness existing policies, strengthen counter-cyclical adjustments, and prepare additional policies in the remaining 6 months to consolidate the country's steady economic growth. Li also said China would accelerate the construction of infrastructure networks and increase investment in public services. China has unveiled a new 5-year action plan to boost consumption and strengthen domestic demand as a key growth driver. The plan targets retail sales of around 60 trillion yuan by 2030 and aims to raise household incomes to enhance spending power. Priorities include expanding service consumption in elderly care, child care, health care, cultural tourism, sport, and education. It also seeks to promote digital, AI-powered, green, experimental spending. Tourism will be encouraged through wider visa-free access and more international flights. The plan also stresses stronger employment, higher incomes, better social security, and removing unnecessary spending restrictions. Staying in China's consumption momentum, where, according to the State Information Center, consumer spending at physical stores rose 2.7% in the first half of the year compared to the same period of last year, while food traffic increased by 5.7%. While the growth was fueled by robust demand for electronic devices, tourism-related spendings, and dining out. Analysts at the center noted that policy support on both the supply and demand sides has helped to drive the recovery in offline retail. China has launched its 2026 summer culture and tourism consumption season. More than 450 million yuan, or about $66 million worth of consumer vouchers, will be distributed to boost travel and spending.
A launching event is held at Haibei Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture in northwest China's Qinghai province. Organized by the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, the campaign aims to improve the supply of seasonal tourism products and services and encourage people to enjoy travel during the summer holidays. Running from early July to late August, the campaign is expected to feature more than 30,000 activities nationwide, catering to popular travel demands such as summer gateways, coastal vacations, night tourism, cruise trips, and study tours.
This
summer, Qinghai will turn its plateau ecology into a snow mountain travel brand. With over 1,000 cross-sector events, from agriculture to wellness, we're delivering direct travel benefits for a cool, relaxing, one-of-a-kind plateau experience.
This campaign comes as China has set a target of significantly enhancing people's access to tourism by 2030. According to a new 5-year tourism development plan issued on Tuesday. Shen Li, CGTN.
And China's Ministry of Commerce has introduced 15 measures to boost foreign investment. They include support for foreign invested retailers wanting to upgrade to urban commercial districts and launch global debuts. Shanghai has continued attracting international consumer brands, supported by its strong business environment, vast consumer market and well-developed debut economy. A number of flagship first stores focused on community retail, premium skincare, and immersive dining have opened across the city. Foreign brands are deepening their integration into Shanghai's commercial landscape and are driving the renewal of retail spaces and the upgrading of consumer experiences.
Today we're celebrating our first anniversary of Legoland Shanghai. We have passed long already 2 million visitors, which is more than we expected. We are very confident in the future, so we're already planning big investments to move forward. We want to convert even more of that and develop this destination into not just a day trip attraction, but even more become a resort destination where people are coming and staying for 2 or 3 nights in the future.
So Shanghai was a natural choice for our flagship store. Our concept brings together a boutique in the front and a spa in the back, creating seamless experience of retail and professional skincare. And we believe in the immense potential of the Chinese market. The market here is dynamic and highly competitive. It pushes us to elevate our brand and our service. We will continue to invest and bring more professional skincare expertise to the Chinese consumers. Our goal is straightforward: to grow together with the Chinese market for the long term.
Shanghai is definitely the first spot where we wanted to have our own store. We had queues in front of the store, so that means really the Chinese the consumers in Shanghai. So our chocolate classes that we offer every now and then here in our stores have been booked out very fast. The Chinese market, I mean, it's such a booming market, such a growing market, an interesting market. The consumers love to experience new things, and we have a long-term commitment to the Chinese market. We'll be definitely present in China and grow with the market and with the Chinese population.
And international brands are expanding their China footprint through 2026 FIFA World Cup partnerships, with top executives and experts pointing to the country's vibrant nighttime economy, shifting consumption patterns, and growing local leagues as fresh catalysts for growth. And now that is reinforcing confidence in the market's long-term resilience.
As the 2026 FIFA World Cup enters its decisive final stage, consumer spending on sports-related goods and services continues to heat up. Throughout this tournament, a number of international brands have precisely targeted China's multi-tiered consumer demand, steadily pushing forward with localized product innovation and scenario-based marketing rollouts, sending a positive signal of their confidence in the long-term growth potential of the Chinese economy.
By partnering with these big events, and I saw how vibrant the nightlife is in China, and our partners, many of them, they live from the night economy.
Industry observers expect China to remain a key market for global firms as the event economy and sports spending keep rising. The strong presence of international brands confirms the country's appeal and business resilience.
We can also see these brands' confidence in the Chinese market. And at the same time, they actually hold high expectations for further expanding into the Chinese market. They will pay close attention to the changes in consumption patterns in China's consumer market and expand their integration into various consumption scenarios and lifestyles, including World Cup viewing and event-related spending, to find more growth opportunities there.
Many regions are now organizing their own local football leagues, and behind that is a whole chain of emotional or experiential consumption being stimulated. Today's service consumption is more about generating new demand through the chemical reactions that take place across different scenarios.
Global brands' investments highlight China's stable and attractive market. A better business climate, growing consumer demand, and the vast market size are driving them to expand and deepen their long-term commitments here.
Up next on Global Business, China says to make the upcoming 2026 World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai a milestone in the history of AI development.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global Business. Only on CGTN.
The 2026 World AI Conference and high-level meeting on global AI governance will be held in Shanghai from July the 17th to the 20th. Chinese President Xi Jinping will attend the opening ceremony and deliver a keynote speech. China's Foreign Ministry says President Xi will comprehensively and systematically elaborate on China's policy stance and conceptual propositions regarding development and governance of artificial intelligence.
We look forward to taking this conference as an opportunity to build a platform for all parties to enhance mutual trust, pool consensus, and deepen cooperation, jointly promoting the healthy, safe, and orderly development of artificial intelligence, and making this conference a milestone in the history of AI development.
And ahead of the official opening of WAC 2026, organizers offered a special preview into some of the core technologies that will define this year's agenda. The tour aimed to highlight the industry's latest advancements and set the stage for crucial discussions on the future of AI. Zhang Siran reports.
Marking its 8th year, the World Artificial Intelligence Conference has solidified its role as a premier global platform for artificial intelligence. This year's event will witness over 140 forums and a massive exhibition showcasing more than 3,000 cutting-edge products. The event aims to be a comprehensive ecosystem, linking global thought leaders with groundbreaking technology to forge industry consensus and offer solutions for global governance. Any advancement in AI begins with raw computing power. Shanghai Eastern Computing Technology is rethinking infrastructure design from the ground up and building a resilient foundation for the digital economy.
东方算芯通过软件定义芯片技术和 3D 进存计算技术.
Our approach is built on two disruptive innovations, software-defined chips and 3D near-memory computing technology. By combining these, we create intelligent computing chips that deliver both massive computility and immense bandwidth.
AI large models are now biology engineering itself. Shanghai MatWing's technology has developed a generative AI platform to design entirely new proteins, which are the building blocks of life.
The AI model learns so many different protein properties. Since our AI model learns so many proteins survived in the extreme environment, those bacteria. Therefore, we can develop protein with extreme properties like extremely temperature sensibility, acid or basic or other stability.
This is the first look at this year's event, and Shanghai is more than ready. A central focus is the mission for constructive global governance of AI. This is a determined push to align rapid innovation with ethic values, ensuring AI tools deliver responsible and sustainable benefits worldwide. Zhang Siran, CGTN, Shanghai.
Artificial intelligence is reshaping industries and driving a new wave of technological innovation worldwide. But behind every breakthrough, there's one essential ingredient: talent. And in Shanghai, a new kind of training ground is emerging to nurture the next generation of AI pioneers. Shanghai Innovation Institute has already helped to incubate 26 companies in less than 2 years since it was established. So what sets this young institution apart? CGTN's Chen Xuedi has the story.
This is an institute dedicated to cultivating China's future AI leaders, jointly established by the Shanghai Municipal Government and China's Ministry of Education. The institute now has more than 500 students, all PhD candidates selected from over 30 top universities across China. Among them is Zhao Ziyu from Zhejiang University, one of the institute's first students. His research focuses on developing more efficient architecture for large language models, or LLMs.
Here, we have gained a broader vision and more opportunities to explore ambitious ideas and conduct experiments. The Institute provides strong computing support while also connecting us with companies, giving us access to cutting-edge knowledge and industry resources.
At the Institute, students work side by side with research partners. tackling challenges together. The Institute has built an ecosystem that combines research, industry resources, investment, and policy support, helping transform innovative ideas into real-world applications.
The Institute helps students turn their ideas into market value. We provide courses, policy support, connections with leading companies, and guidance from investors. So far, we have helped establish 26 companies, including 17 founded by students.
How has a 2-year-old institute managed to incubate so many startups? The answer is in its culture, built around exploration and innovation. Unlike traditional education models centered on fixed curricula, the Institute encourages researchers to pursue bold ideas. Its more than 80 full-time mentors have an average age of 36, and the Institute values influence and innovation in AI over the number of academic publications. At Shanghai Innovation Institute, the mission goes beyond training AI scientists. It is creating an environment where curiosity is encouraged, ideas are tested, and the next generation of breakthroughs can emerge. Chen Xuedi, CGTN.
And the city of Shanghai ranked the first last year in the Sci-Tech Innovation Index among all Chinese cities. That is according to a report by a think tank under the country's Science and Technology Ministry. It now takes the lead in the region in advancing toward becoming an international scientific and technological innovation center. Our reporter Wu Bing visits companies and organizations in Shanghai to understand the reason behind this.
Walking into this Shanghai-based company, guests are welcomed by a group of humanoid robots dancing and performing splits and even front flips. The company is now the world's top producer of embodied AI robots, with its 15,000th robot rolling off the line last month. International market sales are also expanding.
Overseas, we have 3 main regional markets: Europe and the US, the Middle East, and parts of East Asia, such as Japan and the Republic of Korea. These markets are all very interested in robotics, mainly because their manufacturing bases are relatively weaker than China's, and they face even greater labor challenges.
China is one of the fastest growing markets of embodied intelligence, and Shanghai takes the lead, both in terms of complete robots or robot part manufacturing. And one of the reasons is the complete industrial chain in the Yangtze River Delta region. Embodied intelligence is one of China's future industries, according to its 15th five-year plan. The Yangtze River Delta region has over half of the country's embodied intelligence companies. Most of the parts needed to build a robot can be found in the region. And with a 1-hour traffic circle, companies can upgrade their robots and respond quickly to market needs.
Robot development along the Shanghai-Nanjing corridor is very well balanced. In particular, core cities such as Shanghai and Suzhou are leading the way, driving growth across the entire industrial chain. We have just established an industry finance collaboration mechanism focused on embodied intelligence, involving the banking sector in providing financial support.
At the end of last year, China decided to expand the International Science and Technology Center from Shanghai to the entire Yangtze River Delta region. The region leads the country in scientific and technological innovation. In 2025, the region's R&D investment intensity is 3.45%, higher than the national average. The total expenditure on research and experimental development accounts for about 1/3 of the country's total. Wu Bin, CGTN, Shanghai.
You're watching Global Business on CGTN. Still to come on the program, we had a top motorcycle race in the UK to find out how a Chinese motorbike brand is shaking things up.
A vast land of 1.4 billion people. The world's second largest economy. Home to stories of the unexpected, the unimaginable, the breathtaking. stories that touch the soul. Feel the speed, the passion. Enjoy spectacular natural and cultural landscapes. Feel the thrill of cutting-edge innovations. Discovering China. Global Biz. China Travel. We present a China never seen before. 24/7 at your fingertips.
And here's a quick check on some other business and financial news headlines that we're tracking at the hour. Oil prices surged more than 4% on Monday, with Brent crude briefly climbing to $79 a barrel after fresh strikes erupted between the United States and Iran, threatening their already fragile truce. And the ROK shares tumbled to near 2-month lows on Monday, dragged down by a heavy sell-off in AI chip makers. The Kospi plunged more than 9% at the end of the session, triggering its 7th circuit breaker hot this year. And CEO of Volkswagen has told employees in an internal memo that the car maker may need another 50,000 job cuts to stay competitive, effectively confirming for the first time that it is targeting up to 100,000 layoffs. And a Chinese firm is shaking things up in the world of motorcycle racing. ZX Moto emerged as one of China's top motorbike brands after launching in 2024. And now it has a team in the World SSP, which is one of the toughest competitions in the sport. Our correspondent Michael Marilla joined the team at a race in the UK.
It's race day at Donington Park, the home of British motorcycling. The ZX Moto team making the final preparations before their riders hit the track.
Just a few minutes until the start of the race. Lots of action, lots of excitement, and lots of focus.
And then, in a matter of seconds, it's go time. This is ZX Moto's first season in the World SSP Series. The Chinese manufacturer is third in the team standings, while their rider Valentin Debis is second in the individual competition. But for him, it's not just about winning races. He wants to win fans, especially in China, which does not have a long history in the sport.
There is many Chinese people that didn't know nothing about motorcycle and racing, and now they become a big fan. So it's very cool to take people in this motorcycle world, let's say, because to me, I feel it's the coolest thing in the world to do.
This fan travelled from China to watch Debis. She bought a toy panda, presenting it to the man himself.
Debris is like a hero in a movie. ZX Moto is not as well known as some other brands, but Debris has great technique and brought us a lot of surprises.
British fans are also starting to take notice of ZX Moto. They say it's pushing other teams to the limit.
No one's ever come into a championship with a brand new bike, with a new manufacturer, and made such an impact so quickly.
It's really good to get new manufacturers in and see them succeed, so they don't just sit at the back of the grid. It gets more action into the races, doesn't it?
But this is not just about sport. ZX Moto's team principal, Fabio Evangelista, says he wants to change the way people think about Chinese companies.
The world is changing, and the Chinese motorcycle manufacturers are improving in a very fast way. So I'm happy that the perception of the people all around the world now is different.
There are another 4 rounds of racing in the World SSP Series this season. But Debris is already looking ahead. He's hoping one day he can ride in front of his fans in China.
I can see their happiness and they enjoy themselves at the track. So, I hope to see more Chinese at the racetrack, and I hope that we are able to do a race in China.
ZX Moto is aiming to claim the title this year. It's pretty ambitious for a new team, but when you watch them at work, you realize they do everything fast.
In China's rider team, ZX Moto has secured multiple podium finishes in this season's World Superbike Championship, drawing growing international attention. The strong on-track performance has boosted the brand's visibility and sparked interest among British consumers. The momentum is supporting the company's expansion into the UK market, and its first production model is set to launch this summer with plans to establish a network of 20 to 30 dealers. The company is targeting a larger share of Britain's mid to high-end motorcycle segment, betting on competitive performance, attractive pricing, and a broader product lineup to drive growth.
Recently, I wanted a new bike to travel a little bit further afield on. So I've been looking around all the Chinese brands, and then recently I've been put onto ZX Moto. The technology that you get on the machine and the price that you're pitching them at is absolutely unbelievable.
The range will start with the 500RR, and that comes in August into the UK. We've got a number of pre-orders and dealers already signed up as well, so the dealer network will grow in the next 6 months.
And let's stay with the UK. The Goodwood Festival of Speed is underway in southern England. The annual motorsport gathering offers a chance for manufacturers to show off their latest models. And this year, a growing number are Chinese. We went along to the Goodwood estate to take a look.
Music, car lovers, fireworks in daylight, and, of course, roaring racing cars. For Britain's many car enthusiasts, Goodwood is definitely the place to be this week. Since its inception in 1993, the famous hill climb, a course nearly 2 kilometers long, has been at the heart of this festival of speed. But increasingly, the event is becoming a chance for car makers to draw attention to their brands. China's EV giant BYD has the festival's largest stand this year, showcasing its expanding lineup.
The next step, I think we're going to do more building BYD brand and then tell BYD story. I think BYD story is not told enough yet. A lot of people did not know BYD, did not really understand the power behind the 120,000 R&D engineer behind, 52 patents per working day behind. So this is the kind of story we need to tell, because our mission is really use technology to changing the world, and then use technology to deliver affordable solution to combat climate change.
BYD only began selling cars in the UK 3 years ago, but sales have risen rapidly. In the first half of the year, the company sold nearly 38,000 cars in the UK, nearly double the previous year. MG, an icon of British motoring history, now under Chinese ownership, is debuting 2 electric concept cars, the MG Go and the MG Cyber concept.
We have the very open-minded vision on innovations and technologies from China, and very high speed and ability to deliver great quality with very, let's say, European strong heritage orientated as well view on the car which is not just the technology but is as well experience and emotion.
As electric vehicles make further inroads, Formula E is making its Goodwood debut this year with electric racing.
We might be phasing out some of the sort of combustion engine, but we're not phasing out motor cars. And I always think the celebration of those old cars will always continue. That harking back to the heritage of motorsport and a place where you can see those classic cars, I think there'll always be a place for that.
Here, the past and future of the motor car are increasingly sharing the same track.
And with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Global Business on CGTN. I'm Lily Liu in Beijing. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.